Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to a new Minecraft Snapshot. I think this one's pretty cool. Now, admittedly, I do say that kind of frequently at the starts of these videos, but hear me out. There's been some stuff added that actually comes as kind of a surprise in that I never would have envisioned it making it into the vanilla, which I think is kind of cool. So anyway, let's get started. First off, pretty easy change to go over is if you place an item frame down and then place a map on it, it'll actually display the map over the entire block. So it gives you a little bit more detail and just a, I don't know, nice bit of an aesthetic change for you. On top of that, another simple change is that if you get an achievement now, which allow me to go into survival and I'll just punch a piece of wood, it'll actually display a notification in chat as well as in the top now. So CaptainSparklez has just earned the achievement getting wood. So yeah, totally fancy chat line and stuff. Now, let's get into some of the stuff that, as I was alluding to before, kind of came as a surprise, but a good surprise at the same time. So up into our video settings we go, and you'll notice we have a couple of options called Mipmap levels and Anisotropic Filtering. So these are sort of graphical related options. Well, obviously they're in video settings. What Mipmapping does, I'll try to explain both Mipmapping and Anisotropic Filtering. So Mipmapping, as far as I know, is actually already on the Xbox version, and what it does is if you look at blocks as they go farther away, it sort of downsamples the texture so that it doesn't look super grainy and noisy and busy. I'm sure you've noticed when you look at things super far away in Minecraft, on the PC version at least, which is probably what most of you play on, it's a little bit rare and grainy and noisy and stuff. And Mipmapping, I'm not sure if you can notice the difference here on the YouTube quality, but sure enough, when you load up Minecraft, I'm sure you'll notice the difference on textures that are far away. They just look a little bit cleaner. Now, anisotropic filtering is another sort of graphical cleanup quality technique where if you're looking at a texture from like a lower angle and it's squashed down, it's just another way to clean up those textures. So again, just less noise at distance and low angles, more or less. So yeah, that's that. You can scale them up or down as much as you want, turn them off entirely if you don't like it. Doesn't really matter. Obviously, as you turn it up, it gets a little bit more intensive on your GPU, but I have not noticed a change in frame rate. Admittedly, my graphics card is pretty good, but at the same time, these graphical smoothing things are in most games that you can already run, so yeah. Anyway, on top of that, there's been a change with the far, normal, short, tiny render distance settings. Those have been scrapped in favor of simply specifying how many chunks out you want to render, which it just gives you a little bit more selection, and I think is another thumbs up change. Additionally, the frame rate, different like presets, have been changed in favor of a max frame rate slider, which I'm not sure why I'd choose anything other than unlimited, but whatever. It is there, and you can choose what you want. Alright, so that's that for the new significant video settings. Now we'll move on to the interesting stuff. So super secret settings was an option there in the last snapshot, but it didn't do anything when you clicked on it. It does stuff now. So when here, take a good look at what Minecraft looks like, and now we'll go into super secret settings, click on it, and make scary sounds for some reason. I don't know why, but if you keep clicking on it, it's this barrage of really scary sounds. So this one might be more difficult to see on YouTube, but again, if you load up the game, you'll notice it. It's anti-aliasing. So anti-aliasing is, again, another graphical thingamadoohickey smoothing thing for edges. So I'm sure you've noticed that edges are very jagged in Minecraft. That's because it doesn't have anti-aliasing by default. There have been shaders that add it in the past that you can install as mods. But now there is anti-aliasing available in the vanilla. So you'll notice, if you can on YouTube, that the edges are now smooth on blocks. It doesn't matter what angle you look at them, they are actually being smoothed. So what anti-aliasing does is it just sort of gradually transparentifies the edges of blocks and sort of interpolates the color, the bordering colors, so it looks smoother. Anyway, you're probably not interested in the technical description, but anti-aliasing, I like anti-aliasing, so yeah. But again, it's just a matter of preference. I'm sure a lot of you are used to the old look of Minecraft, so you can choose whatever you want. If I click on it again, it's gonna apply a really weird shader that I probably won't use, but still it's interesting nonetheless. It's sort of like a super excessive paint daubs filter that you can find in Photoshop, just applied as a shader. I should mention that there is not a menu to select your shader as of yet. I'm sure they'll add one, but for now you just keep clicking and it'll toggle through the list of shaders. This is a less excessive paint daubs shader filter thing. I'm just going to reference the Photoshop names for things that I know. We'll just keep cycling through stuff here. This one I actually like. It's sort of a pencil outline kind of sketch dealio. Looks kind of cool. It's like a combination of black and white with sort of Borderlands-y cell shader. Anyway, it is what it is. I think it's kind of nifty. Let's go into the next one, which I think this is just like an oversaturated thing. It just makes the textures more saturated, I guess. Kind of nice. You know, it is what it is, again. This one is, I think it's a 3D Anaglyph, if I'm not mistaken, which means that it's sort of already existed. If you go into your video settings, there's the 3D Anaglyph. It's just applied as the shader now. Good old upside down. This is just confusing because I'm not good with inverted controls. If we go into F5 though, there we are, upside down in our world. Now we're gonna fall up and we're gonna fly down. Anyway, probably not gonna use this, but again, just kind of interesting. If you are Dinnerbone and or Grum, you're right at home because you are upside down. So yeah. Anyway, let's switch off of this one because it's trippy, and we'll go into, is this like a negative inverted color thing? It's something like that. I don't know for sure, but I think it's a negative shader filter, something. Anyway, you get the idea. Move on into the next one, which is like a Crt Monitor Filter kind of dealio. You can see what's going on. Picture is worth 1,000 words. This is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this one. It's like is it like a glowing edges kind of filter? Except not really. It's maybe it's like film grain. It kind of looks like film grain, but only on the edges of blocks. Sure, we'll go with that. I'm not calling it glowing edges because there is actually a glowing edges filter. This is like, I have a bad migraine and possibly a little bit hungover and have a bad migraine, or the migraine is caused by me being hungover. Either way, I don't know about this one. I guess you could use it for like some sort of cinematic effect to a certain extent. Like, oh no, I'm running away from the zombies. I'm so hurt. Oh my god, they're chasing me. Oh my god. Oh man, action movie effects and stuff. Oh, I'm about to get murdered and snuck up on by Slender. Oh, running away, I'm injured, and you know, that sort of thing. As far as playing with it on, though, probably not. This is just another like CRT monitor effects kind of deal. What do we have here? This is glowing edges. So the other one, I don't know what to call the other one. This is like a glowing edges filter from Photoshop. Kind of interesting, actually. I don't know. I'm actually going to time set day again. And then we can see it in the daytime. Oh, it makes the sky black. So there's that. But it was nighttime. There just wasn't much of a difference between the two. All right. Got a little bit of an 8-bit filter here, interestingly enough. Kind of trippy, a little bit. Kind of makes things hard to discern at a distance, but you can kind of figure out where you're going. What else do we have? This is a desaturation filter. And I keep saying filter instead of shader just because I'm like referencing Photoshop stuff here. But it's like night vision 8-bit within a border something. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. And moving along to just blur. It's just blurry. I don't know if it's... See, I can't tell if it's just super mega, like I don't even know what to call it. They just, instead of doing box filtering, they've like gone bicubic on the textures, and so when it's displayed large, it's something. Anyway, it just makes everything super blurry, so it feels like I need glasses or something here. All right, there's that, and then there's waviness. Oh God, I don't know why. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. But it's this. This is maybe this is the vanilla equivalent of, like, there were the GLSL Minecraft acid shader dealios. Maybe that's this, but it's not making the entire world go in like loops and stuff. So, you know, whatever. This is like a watercolor filter. I actually kind of like the look of this one, to be honest. This is kind of playable. It just makes the game look kind of artsy and stuff, and I like it. And keep going through the list. What do we have here? This is the I feel like I need glasses filter, because it's not super blurry, but it's blurry enough to the extent where it's like I feel something is wrong with my eyes, but then I look over to the side and I'm like, no, my eyes still work fine. I feel like I need glasses. So yeah, that's this one. And let's move on to the next one, which I think we just got back to normal. All right, so that is your list of all the new shaders. I didn't really give you super official names for any of them, but you can feel free to make those the official names, like the I Need Glasses shader. That's totally cool by me. Trademark it. Anyway, I guess that's it for this snapshot. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Some pretty nifty stuff. And if you've enjoyed, a rating would be much appreciated. Other than that, I guess I'll see you all next time.